Trade war could potentially cause more disruption to global supply chains. Companies caught out by China's decision to restrict exports of two metals widely used in semiconductors and electric vehicles were racing to secure supplies on Tuesday, as some industry suppliers worried that curbs on rare earth exports could follow. Trade between the U.S. and China hit a record high last year, even as their diplomatic relations deteriorated. Imports and exports between the two countries totaled $690.6 billion, £572.6 billion in 2022, official figures show. But now the question is how long Washington can ignore the warning over the consequences when China starts taking legitimate and reasonable measures to safeguard its national security and interests, the state-backed newspaper said. Compared with the U.S. pressuring allies to cooperate on chip bans against China, China's move this time may be more of a warning, showing that China will not be passively squeezed out of the global semiconductor supply chain. The newspaper added separately. The state-run China Daily on Wednesday quoted a former Chinese official, saying the curbs were just the start of Beijing's sanctions and measures. China's export control of chip-making materials was a well-thought-out heavy punch. Wei Jianji war, a form of ice commerce, minister said in an interview, adding that countermeasures would escalate as long as measures at China's high-technology sector continue. Consequences. The state-backed newspaper emphasizes the consequences that the U.S. may face if it ignores China's warning and continues pressuring allies to cooperate on chip bans against China. It states that China's recent move is not just a passive response, but to deliberate warning to assert its position in the global semiconductor supply chain. The newspaper suggests that China's actions should be seen as a signal that it will not allow itself to be marginalized. Furthermore, the China Daily quotes a former Chinese official who describes the export curbs as just the beginning of Beijing's sanctions and measures. The official, Beijing war, highlights that China's export control of chip-making materials was a well-planned and significant action. He further states that if measures against China's high-technology sector persist, countermeasures will escalate.